everyone, it's time for some good news with Nanny Nicole.
Hey everyone, Nanny Nicole here, and it's time for some good news. I'm going to continue to read from Thoughts That Make Your Heart Sing, and this one is titled, Let the Sun In. When you open the windows, do you have to beg the fresh air to come in? Or when you open the curtains in the morning, do you have to argue with the sun to make it shine into your room? How silly. You just open the windows and the air flows in. You open the curtains and the sun shines in. The Bible says it's like that with God's peace. It will flow into our hearts if we let it. Are you worried? Are you anxious? Is anything troubling you today? Don't try to work it all out by yourself. Let God's peace flow in like sunshine into a dark room. Let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your hearts. That's from Colossians 3, verse 15. And here's the picture. Look at that beautiful sunshine. You can feel it, can't you? So today, really fast, I wanted to talk to you guys about the story in the Bible where Jesus is with the disciples and they are trying to get to the other side. They're in the water, right? And they're in a boat. And all of a sudden this really, really big storm just comes out of nowhere. And the disciples are really scared. They're freaking out. But do you know what Jesus is doing? He's sleeping. He's sleeping. He's sleeping on the boat, and he is trusting his good Father and knowing that just like what that story told us, that if we will allow, the peace that passes all understanding can flow from our lives to those around us. You know, there's something powerful to know that we lack nothing. We have everything that we need because of our good, good Daddy, our good Father. He's provided every single thing that we are ever going to need. And so maybe some of you are feeling some anxiety like it mentioned in that story. And what anxiety is fear. You know, I listened to my pastor this weekend talk about how fear is not our friend. And sometimes it presents itself as a friend. It tries to show that this is wisdom. I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to keep you from harm. But that's far from the truth. And he also talked about how sometimes we can even get benefits out of fear, which you might be thinking, how? Like, how could you actually get a benefit out of something that's not good for you? Well, sometimes fear can keep you from doing something that you don't know what the outcome is going to be in that thing. And so it keeps you safe in a sense from maybe messing up or failing or whatever the thought may be. But the truth is, we're his kids. We're Dad's kids. And what do kids do? Well, they learn and they grow and they mature. And part of that maturity process is making mistakes. It's like we talked about last week. A child learning how to walk, first they have to crawl and they got to fall down. But they don't have to stay down. And just in the same way, there may be things that are going on in our lives that we feel like maybe we've got knocked down and we've fallen down, but that doesn't have to be our destination. That doesn't have to be the place that we end at. It could be the very beginning of a beautiful adventure with God. And so what I want you guys to think about is I want you to ask yourselves, is there anywhere in my life that fear is directing which way to go? And if so, am I benefiting in somehow, in some way? And all that means is there a way that fear is trying to say that it's my friend and that it's protecting me, but it's not true. So I want you guys to take some time with your parents, with your grandparents, with a really good friend of yours. I want you to take some time and ask these questions and share your heart, share your opinion with them. Because your voice matters, your feelings matter. Everything that you're going through is important to your Father. He wants you to know that you're not going through anything ever alone. And so if there are things that you're afraid of, maybe, some of us are really, really sensitive to different things. And so maybe you're having nightmares, or you're having a lot of fear moments at night. You feel like someone is in the room, or different things like that are happening. I want you to know that just like Jesus, who was asleep, who was just dead asleep in the boat, and then he woke up and he's like, whoa, 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 why are you panicking? Don't you know that you have peace inside of you? Don't you know you have the source of peace inside of you? And then from that confidence and that relationship with his Father, he calmed the sea. He calmed the storm. And when we're reading the Bible, we have a beautiful example of what our lives are to look like. And that's Christ. He's our example. And so we can take note from Christ and how he handled the stormy situation. He was sleeping, and then he woke up and said, okay, sure, calm down. So maybe you have storms going on in your life. Maybe mom or dad have lost their job, or someone's gotten sick, or there's so many different things. Maybe you just miss your friends and you're afraid you're never going to see them again. I'm here to say that, one, if it's not good, it's not the end, because our dad is good, and so that is all that he is capable of doing, is good. And two, you have everything inside of you because of Christ, the hope of glory, the same power that raised him from the dead. For those of you who are in history makers with me, almost every Sunday that I teach you guys, what do we say? It's Christ in me, the hope of glory. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is inside of me, and that power is flowing through my veins. That you have the DNA of your Father, that you look just like your dad. And with that comes his personality, with that comes his love and his character. And so I want you guys to do what I've asked, to sit down with whoever you feel like God's putting on your heart and ask those questions. Have I made fear my friend? Have I allowed fear to protect me when actually it's not protecting me? And for me to answer those questions, I feel that if I'm going to ask you to be vulnerable and to share what you're going through, then I should share too, right? So for me, there's areas in my life when I don't know what the outcome is going to be, or maybe I'm believing a lie that I'm somehow lacking in a situation, and maybe I can't do it perfect. There's in those times, it looks like fear could be a friend, but just remember, fear is not your friend. But your good Father is your very best friend. And like what I was talking about earlier for protection, I thought I was protecting myself from messing up. There's things that I don't know how to do that I want to know how to do, but because of I don't know what the outcome is going to be, I haven't tried them. And so I've just made a decision that I'm not going to let fear control me and determine what my life is going to be. That I'm going to be free to be me. because that's what my dad wants. And in that process, I'm going to release peace to whoever I am with. I'm going to release love to whomever I am with. I'm going to release joy to whomever I am with, because that's the character and the nature of my dad, and that's who I am like, and that's who you are like. And so I pray that this has blessed you today. I know it's a little bit different because we didn't have a craft this time around. I'm probably going to post a picture of a craft idea for those creative souls that are like, wait, I wanted to draw something, I wanted to paint something, and I'll share those pictures with you guys through, check on your socials, check on Facebook, check on Instagram. And you can always keep updated with me on my website, nannynicole.net. If you would hit that subscribe button, give a thumbs up, favorite it, share it however you want to. Let's just make sure we get that good news out, because everyone needs to hear some good news. I'm Nanny Nicole saying I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.